Dear colleagues, Excellencies, after the last few interventions, I once again have to admit that leading the OSCE in this period is a Herculean task. Core principles of the OSCE are under pressure. The ongoing Russian military aggression against Ukraine, which Switzerland has strongly condemned, has deepened the rift between the participating states and fueled mistrust. But let me first of all express my gratitude to the chairperson and foreign minister of North Macedonia, Puja Rosmani, as well as to the Secretary General Helga Schmidt for their tireless efforts in upholding the OSCE's values. Security through cooperation is beneficial to all of us. With Russia's military aggression against Ukraine continuing, the major challenge for our cooperative security remains unsolved. I will never tire of repeating Russia must withdraw its troops from the sovereign territory of Ukraine. Switzerland stands behind Ukraine and the Ukrainian people in these terrible times. We also observe with concern that other crises in the region are flaring up again. Reconciliation and peace processes are stagnating or even interrupted. In the Middle East, October 7th marks a turning point. Switzerland has condemned the terrorist attacks by Hamas in the strongest terms and requests the immediate release of all hostages. My country called on all parties to protect civilians, to avoid a regional escalation and to respect international humanitarian law. In such a period of uncertainty, the principles enshrined in the Helsinki Final Act have lost none of their importance. On the contrary, refraining from the use of force, respect for the territorial integrity of states, for the fundamental freedoms and the related responsibilities must remain our essential values. Let me reiterate here my call for an organization of non-like-minded states in Europe to facilitate exchange and to manage and prevent crises and conflicts. But for the OSCE to endure, the political and operational foundations must be in place, and important steps in the right direction were taken this week in Vienna. I welcome very much Malta's readiness to assume the chairmanship for 2024 and reaffirm our full support for the unanimous decision taken this Monday in the Special Permanent Council. Thank you, Jan Borg. But further steps must now follow. First, the Secretary General and the heads of the autonomous institutions should ensure the continuity of the organization's business next year. My country would like to see their terms extended. Secondly, the OSCE needs its annual budget approved. It requires sufficient financial means to deliver on its mandate. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, despite all negative trends, the last 21 months have also shown how resilient the OSCE is. The presence of the many field missions has a stabilizing effect in sensitive and critical regions. Switzerland supports the OSCE's presence in Ukraine, and we fully stood behind the activation of the Moscow mechanisms. There can be no peace without justice for the victims and their families. Excellencies, dear colleagues, the Helsinki Final Act must remain our compass. I am deeply convinced that with the necessary political will, we can make use of the OSCE toolbox to support its participating states. The road to Helsinki 2025 must be an opportunity for us to give the OSCE and with it peace and security in Europe the new impetus it urgently needs. Thank you.